a query, and the teacher in question was suspended and then arrested, all right, for the death of this particular student on Friday last week as a result of the flogging. Or yeah, let's use flogging, because saying corporal punishment is making it sound like we need to explain. All right, so flogged this child. I think I read one story. Yeah, so what's the word now? 164 times flogged this child until the boy collapsed. He was then rushed to the hospital where the situation declined, and then he passed on. So, but what I'm asking then is, yes, this situation got to where it got to, but is shutting down a school the right response? It's one child, it's a teacher, it's the principal. But should every other child who has a right to education as a child in Nigeria, as a Nigerian child, as a human being, I mean, one of the fundamental rights that kids have is their right to education. Should every one of them be shut out from that basic right because of this particular incident that can actually be taken care of without necessarily involving every other person who is not directly involved? So the question again is shutting down a school the right response to this particular issue? All right, so I'd like to hear from you. We don't have so much time. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0002, and 0817 923 0003. All right, we're live on Facebook, so please get on Facebook as well. If you are there, hello. Let's hear from you. Drop a comment, all right, regarding what we're discussing. And then it's Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, that's Facebook. And then on X, we're Nigeria Info PH. Let's hear from you. Send me a WhatsApp message, 0809 030 6416. Straight to the point, please. Hi, Muriel. Welcome aboard. Good morning.
Thank you, MC. Good morning.
Welcome.
MC, you see, these are leaders. Sometimes the way they reason, honestly, you wonder if they've even gone through for the 4 walls of even a secondary school, not to talk of the university. You shut down a school. You know, we know this is wrong. Do you know, even in Rivers, even in government schools, no teacher is even allowed to flog a student. Trust me, MC, in government schools, you get even the worst students. There are some of them, in fact, most times the students, especially in the rural areas, not personally, even urban areas, very stubborn students, especially boys and girls school or just boys school.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, is shutting down the school the appropriate thing to do?
No, it is not right. You know, but teachers are still flogging. Even when they say no flogging, teachers still do. You know, but I don't know, teachers, I don't know, they don't hear, no matter what you say. Students is tempted to the point that you even want to box them, you know, fight them physically. But shutting down the school is the worst decision. I don't know why they will not have any other idea, no other idea. It's really supposed to be the school's board. They take it off from the school's board. The school board take it up. They are supposed to have other measures to discipline him. You know, instead of us, you take his certificate, you take him out of work. Then he takes the ultimate, you have killed somebody. This is it manslaughter? I know it's not. It can't. I don't know how they will charge it, but he goes in for it. All
right, thank you. Hello, Andy from GRA. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Constance, Mega. Good afternoon. My name is Andy.
Go on, Andy. Oh,
yeah, so very quickly.
Hi.
Constance, I should say this: that we have a problem in this country, wherein we are never analyzing the root causes of situations, circumstances, issues, and challenges. How do you even ask if it's all right to shut a school down where a teacher flogged a student, not a machine, over 100 times? You don't think it's necessary, and we were not told that the school was shut down permanently, right? You don't think it's necessary for the government to get into that school, to get into the heads of the teachers, because if one is able to do it, and that one did it, and that one was not challenged by principal, was not challenged by other teachers, it must mean something deep is happening in that school. You would need to go and analyze, to go and investigate the things that are possible from teachers and from students of that school. If you didn't do that and you just, because we want students to continue to go to school, eventually another one dies, do you know the kinds of things that would have been happening in that school? Root cause analysis is very necessary. If you ask me, they should shut down that school until they have investigated all the teachers in that school. What is your connection with this? Have you participated in a thing like this? What do you think about corporal punishment? Do you even understand the laws against corporal punishment?
So you don't think, Mr. Motive, you don't think that they can still carry out that investigation while school is on?
Are you kidding me now, Constance, with the things that you know about Nigeria while the school session is on? Then you'll be interviewing teachers. I've gone to do a review work somewhere before where I needed to speak to all the staff that are working in the hospital, right, in Abuja. And I needed to get all of them to come in, and I was interviewing them one after the other. Guess what? The owner of the hospital had to give a few of the staff, so he says all the nursing staff, except for 1, 2, 3, all of you need to stay away from work to go and do this assignment. Because as soon as you were interviewing them, they were telling you, I need to go and man my position. As soon as you were interviewing this, and it made the job so slow. If you needed to do a thorough job, for instance, what must be done must be done. How do you, Constance, can you wrap your mind around it? Not 10 times, not 5 times, not 15 times. Even all those is even a bit too preposterous, too outrageous, too lugubrious for a teacher to be used against a student. Is the student a thief? Why not go and flog the thieves in Aso Rock, the thieves in the National Assembly? Why not go and flog the one who was beating a boat driver? You're flogging this. What could the student have done? 100 and something times? We need to shut that school down. Shut it down.
All right, thank you. Hi, David from Yenagoa.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David.
Yes. For me, I think closing or shutting down the school by the government or the authority concerned, so to say, that did it, it's not as if it is out of place.
Okay.
To do that. If that is the punishment for the school. But the worry there is the school cannot be shut down because of a teacher, a single teacher, decide to take the laws into his or her hand. When they say there is no corporal punishment, you did that 140 how many times, you flog the child until the child passed out. Let the teacher bear the responsibility or the consequences of what he or she has done. And the principle is to also be queried or cautioned. It should be, but not to shut down the entire school or others not to, go to school to learn again. What I want to find out is the school a private school or a government school? Now, if the school is a government school, are we saying the teachers will no longer be paid salary? If they will be paid salary, we are now subjecting the children, the students, to different form of hardship where they are not even being compensated. If you look at it in this other way. So for me, shutting down the school is not the best thing. Just like, for instance, here in Bayelsa State, I think some days ago, the Ministry of Education shut down 2 schools because at the moment, schools are on flood break. And these are private schools, they decide to operate. So out of, a measure to discipline them, the commissioner said the school should be shut down. Which I believe maybe it's not going to be for eternity, but for the moment. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, David. All right, let's see the messages here. Someone says, for safety reasons, the school needs to be shut. And then another person says, shutting down the entire school is an indirect way of letting the public know what took place. Fidelis Elemuwa from Chokochueche. All right. Constance, good afternoon. My question is, are we actually getting this right by ordering people not to flog children in school? Because as far as I know, that is one of the reasons why children do not have respect again. I feel so bad. Why a child should insult his or her teacher? She been at this same school. when I went to also, where parents even do sometimes come and report their child's bad behavior. Shutting down the school? No. Jay Moore from Port Harcourt sent us that message. All right, who else is here? Let's see. All right, good, Constance, good afternoon. Like one caller already said, shutting down the school is temporary to allow for proper investigation. Okay. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, and 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0007. So we're discussing the issue that happened in Ogun State, and then what's it called now? The state government decided to close down the school as a disciplinary measure. To drive home the point here, corporal punishment is a no-no in our schools. And now I don't know how true it is that this child was flogged 164 times. I don't know, because I mean, kids can exaggerate, right? Who knows how many times he was flogged? I really don't want to believe that. Even the teacher that's flogging somebody for 164 times, hand go pain you. I don't want to believe she flogged him, that long. But what if he was sick? Or what if he had, an underlying ailment and the flogging was just too much for his body to bear? We're not even having that conversation about whether it is okay or not to still have corporal punishment in schools. I mean, because we've already seen this particular extreme case here, which of course already rules out that particular question. All right. And so that's why I don't want us to have that conversation now. Should teachers flog children? Should they not flog children? No. This has led to someone's death. So what else can be done apart from shutting down the school just to address this particular issue? The teacher has been arrested, yes, suspended, arrested. The principal as well, suspended, because you know that this is a no-no. How come you allowed it to happen in your school? And now this is where it has led to. So we're shutting down the entire school. But then, could the investigations not be done while the school is in session? There should be a vice principal. One teacher did this. One teacher should be punished, dismissed, arrested, taken to court. But then, why should every other person have to go home because of something one person did? I want you to give me your strong reasons, right? Mr. Motive says, for you to effectively investigate, you have to shut down the school. So how about you? Hello, Mazi from Aoda. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Constance.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
All right. For me, I think shutting down the school is the right thing to do. It's not just for investigation alone, but for safety purposes. The community persons might decide to take reprisal attack on that school, and that might not only impact on the teachers, it might extend to other students, thereby having more casualties. So the right thing to do is shut down the school to cool down tempers and possibly get the situation to normal before they reopen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi. TF Okechi. TF Okechi, is it not possible for you to type not in caps lock, in capital letters? Because everything feels like you're screaming. And I'm almost feeling like shouting as I'm reading your message, but I'm going to try. All right. So your message says, it's so bad that a life went down, but closing the school is not a best decision. There are other students and teachers in that same school. There are other ways the principal and the teacher in question can be arrested and questioned properly. On the other hand, parents of these days should be scored 0/0 in raising their children. You see a child using abusive words on his parents, and the next thing you hear from the parents is, leave him, he's a child. All right, TF Okechi, that's your message. All right. So what happened really in this particular situation? So story has it that the teacher brought in a waste bin into the classroom. And then, the usual thing now, you tell students, see, you people should not break this thing, no. Don't break this dustbin, no. And then the student in question then said, is it not our money that they used to buy it? And so the teacher was not happy about that and reported him to the principal, who is said to have directed or ordered that this boy should be disciplined. Because why would you talk to your teacher like that? And then they're saying the teacher then flogged him 164 times until he collapsed. How do you flog somebody 164 times? How is he doing you? But then, shutting down the school, is that the best option? Was that necessary? If you think it was necessary, tell me why you think it was necessary. If you think it was not necessary, tell me why you think it was not necessary to shut down the entire school. All right? Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zion. Go on.
160.
64. That's what they
So
said.
how is the guy did not collapse? The teacher would have still continued for today.
I don't know.
Now, some people, guys, I think that guy is just so jobless.
It's actually a female teacher. I'm shocked. I'm just wondering.
Anger.
How do you
And she
flog a
have
child
problem in her
164 times?
relationship at home. So she's now putting her anger on her children in the school.
It doesn't make any
That
sense.
is one problem we have. When they have emotional and psychological problem at home, they bring it to the school and deal with our innocent children. As if it's our children that cause them their heartbreak or misunderstanding in their relationships and the rest. But closing down the school is totally wrong.
Why do you think
Absolutely
so?
wrong. Yes. Because we're infringing on the right of other children. They pay their school fees, and the school fees cover for a term, which is 3 months. Now you shut down the school, maybe for a week or two, and you're going to refund me my money for that 2 weeks or that 1 month? Number two, you have distorted the learning process of my child. If I'm a parent of that school, I will sue that school. Sue the person that shut down the school, if it's the government or whoever that did that. It's totally absurd. I am not aware of that problem. My kids are not involved in that nonsense. So why do you punish them for what they know nothing about? Are we this low in this country that will not subject people to punishment they don't deserve? We now contravene the law where at will and nobody talks. Are we this lawless? Constant. To be honest, some certain processes that we engage teachers that are wrong. And most parents too are absolutely naive registering their children in school. If I may ask, how many parents have sat down in this classroom where a child is in primary 1 or primary 2 or in SS1, SS2 to monitor the character and the teaching process of the teacher of that school before registering your child there? Do we do that?
All right, Mr. Zion, thank you very much. All right, back to the messages now. I've just got how many minutes before we wrap this up? All right, there's an advert for 12:55. Okay, before they shut down the school, did they consider the children that will miss school within the time the school will be shut down? The number of teachers that won't be paid because where they are working is under lock and key. Will they return the parents' school fees? Teachers should stop flogging students for God's sake. Those countries we want to send our children to abroad to study, do they flog children? Ernest from Woji, that's your message. All right, Fidelis here says the number of strokes of cane was too much. Soke Farah from Port Harcourt says corporal punishments, there should be better ways to punish children. You don't flog a kid all over the body. When I was in school, some of our teachers would prefer to send us to no academic staff to be disciplined. So let our teachers observe caution while using the cane. I taught during NYSC days and I observed caution in punishing erring kids. So let's all right, thank you for your message, but that's not necessarily my focus, right? Good afternoon, Constance. I vehemently condemn the corporal punishment of a student. While I condemn it, I must say we need to look into parental discipline. A student's insulting a teacher. Constance, can you ever think of doing that? Where did we lose it? Parents report their children to teachers when they misbehave for proper discipline. Why are we losing value for our teachers who make us? One reason I stopped teaching is because of the insults I get from children and their parents. Closing the school is a no-no. Parental failure have trickled into the society. Children constituting nuisance. You say, Constance, you just finished discussing with Dr. Fiong, Barrister F. Young, about Niger Delta youths. Where do you think the problem is coming from? Please, parenting should be looked into properly. Parents should be disciplined for inadequacy and watch them sitting up. Frankly, the laxity in the society is getting out of hand. Our words should be properly trained. Okay, let's see here. Dear Constance, the backstory is that the boy had earlier been involved in a motorcycle accident on his way to school and was already feeling unwell. The female principal was the one who ordered the male teacher to flog a group of students, and the 144 strokes was for all the students, not one person. Shutting down the school is right, but because a life has been lost. The boy that died received only 4 strokes before he collapsed and hit his head. Oh, really? I never saw that. Didn't read that anywhere. But thank you all the same. Where did you get this backstory from? What's your name, by the way? Tell me where you got it from. Do you have a relative in Ogun State who furnished you with the details? I would like to know. But thanks all the same. Livinus Njoko from Eche says, shutting down the school is not the best thing to do. The government should have deployed security agencies to the school to prevent any reprisal attack. Don't you think that will cost more money? Commercials and we'll wrap up. Stay tuned.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.
365 days of conflict. Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th killed 1,200 and kidnapped 250. To date, Israel has killed over 42,000, including 17,000 children, and decimated 70% of Gaza. These are not just numbers, they are lives forever changed. Join us for the first of our annual Borderlines Debate, a symposium on the Middle East crisis on Thursday, November 7th at 4 p.m. An exclusive special event where ambassadors, diplomats, and humanitarian voices will gather to debate the yesterday, today, and the way forward for Israel, Palestine, and the Middle East. Live on TV and radio. Is there a pathway for peace?